Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're well. Right, this is it. This is the finale of Poppyfields. It's kind of sad to see the zoo come to an end, but it's a good thing because we'll be moving on to the next new project. So what is there left to do today? I'm going to do, I've got this small triangle of pathway gap that I made over here. I want to do a little bit around the outside of this fence. I want to get some trees basically around that, possibly some benches, but I'm not too fussed about benches. I think mostly the benches will just disappear into the hedge anyway. Um, but yeah, other than that, and then we're just going to sort of just do a little walk through and a discussion about things, really, just see what's what, and that will be it. And then we'll move on to our new zoo. So let's just come over here and let's just get this little bit here done. Let's do something just a little bit different over here, shall we? Rather than always going with the same thing, I am going to do a little log edging like this. This is going to take a little while. Actually, that's fine. Let's keep the corner ones quite high, and then along this edge, they're going to be kind of up, down, a little bit higgledy-piggledy. Whoops. So this is the kind of thing that I want to do more of in the next zoo, more custom stuff. It takes time, but I do think it makes the difference between a good zoo and a great zoo. I'm not saying that any of my zoos are great. I'm just saying that it can make the difference. it can make a good zoo better. There you go. Let's just say that. Okay, there we go. Now, let's have a look. See if I can cheat. You know me, I like a good cheat. Hang on. Just helps a bit, doesn't it? If I can be a bit cheeky like this. I'm going to delete the edge one, so that's not a problem. Hang on, let's just have a look. Yeah, that's going to look fine. If I get rid of that one, there we go. Lovely, and I will just move this one to the edge. Let's just fill in the gaps a bit. I don't know what I'm putting in this border yet. I'll decide that at some point. I'm just going to do it like this way. I think I can't. It doesn't take that long. I can quite easily do this. So yeah, so the next zoo is going to be jungle themed. Very, very foliage and rock based. Which does mean it will be a small zoo, because as soon as you start doing that, you end up causing an awful lot of graphical issues, because my computer just can't handle it, basically. But yeah, so it's not going to be a big zoo, but it's going to be detailed. That's my plan. Let's just find a nice tree. I want something a bit unusual in this. Something that's clearly not sort of in keeping with the rest of the zoo, you know, something a bit random. Hang on, I always start at the start of the alphabet. Let's come down to the bottom instead. Nice white birch. They're nice. It's not quite unusual enough. Oh, a nice weeping willow. Oh, I do like that, actually. I love weeping willows. Let's just pop that in and see what we think that looks like. Yeah, I like that. A nice weeping willow looks good there, doesn't it? Hanging down over the pathway, that looks lovely, actually. As you come along here, yeah, look at that. Beautiful. There we go. So there's our little triangle done. So I think what I'm going to do around the outside, what sort of, yeah, common ash. Ash was one that I've used a fair bit. So yeah, just to sort of break this edge up a little bit, I'm just going to go around the outside, dot some of these, some inside the barrier, some just outside. Hang on, let's just check. Yeah, I'm just about getting that right. And I'll do ash, I'll do elm, maybe. Wow, forget how long this fence is. It goes on and on a bit, doesn't it? So obviously here, the way I'm doing this, I'm just doing all of the same type of ash first, rather than swapping your tree over and over again. I think this is the best way of doing it. Like that. Then you go to the next type, the smaller one. And you go back along the line and add in some of these. I don't want it to look crowded, I just want it to look like it's a slightly more firm edge to the zoo. And I'm just a massive fan of foliage, as you know. That one's kind of snuck onto the pathway a bit, but that's fine. So yeah, what sort of animals are we going to do in the jungle zoo? I think cats will be a fairly big part of it. I guess sort of gorillas. I believe we've got gorillas in the game. I don't think I've ever done a proper gorilla habitat before, so that could be fun. Right, we'll just get a couple of these ones in. I think this is probably all I need actually. I don't think I'm too fussed about doing the elm as well. I think this is going to do it. Obviously, it doesn't need to be sort of completely filled. Just enough so that when you're walking around inside the zoo, it looks like there's a reason that the zoo ends, you know. Okay, let's just see what that looks like as you're walking around down here. Yeah, it just gives that overhanging foliage, breaks the view up a bit of the fence. Excellent, yeah. Excellent, there we go. That's so that is it. I'm going to say that is it for this zoo. Now, like I've said before, I could do more. I could do more benches. I could do more lighting. Lighting is definitely something I am going to do in the next zoo. It's something that I always start doing and then I lose track of as I go away. I'm not 100% sure. I'm either going to do it completely or I'm not going to do it at all, and I'm not sure. I'll decide by the time I do some recording. But yeah, there we go. So that is it. That is it for Poppyfields. I am very happy with this. Let's just have a look at our bus. What didn't we do? We didn't do the Tasmanian Devil. That was the only one. We did Wallaby, Capybara and Koala. So we haven't done a Tasmanian Devil. So I'll make that my first animal in the next zoo. Let's just have a look. Where is the Tasmanian Devil? Let's see what this guy looks like. Yeah, he looks like he could live in a jungle, couldn't he? Yeah, native to bushland and forests. Perfect, that'll do. So yeah, so there we go. So we'll get a Tasmanian Devil as our first creature. But yeah, let's just do a little walkthrough, I think, a little discussion on what we did. So we started off with our entrance building. I had a lot of fun out here. Creating this sign was good. And then we did this little pool here, which I think looked nice. I like this little detail with the pots squirting the water out. I like that sort of thing. And I quite like how this pool actually turned out with the white rocks, makes it really stand out, and then you fill the water with all the reeds. Now I always forget, what is this one? The underwater eelgrass. That is going to be featured a lot, I think, in the next zoo, because I want to have a lot of water in the next zoo. And the water looks good when it's just got sort of filled up with undergrowth like that. So I think that's going to feature quite heavily, I suspect. And obviously, being called Poppyfields, we went with poppies all the way along the front. I used a barrier to make the back side here, and then we started with our entrance building, and this turned out really nice. I was never quite happy with this end piece that I did here, but you know, that's fine. You don't have to be completely happy with everything that you do. Let's just have a look at this night, because I did do lighting out here. There we go. So our entrance is nicely lit up. I put them in the bamboo here as well, these orange lights, which I think lights that up really nicely. But yeah, I like that it's quite bright at the front there. I think that worked out nice. So this took quite a few episodes to do. I was particularly happy with this entrance. I think this looks lovely. In the next zoo, I'm planning on doing an entrance. I'm hoping to do an entrance anyway, based on Jurassic Park. I'm going to sort of look at the big gateway in Jurassic Park and try and create my own version somehow. I haven't really looked into that yet as to whether I can do it, but that's sort of my hope. So you've got your little side entrance here for the staff to go in, and we've got our sort of officey area that I did up the top here, which again I think worked out really nicely. And as you walk through these lovely glass doors, again you've got some staff buildings in here. You've got these lovely modern look in here with these animal mosaics. You've got a couple of gift shop places there, not gift shops, you know what I mean, information shops. You've got your cash machines there, so you can get your cash out. And this is your gift shop. And this was a lot of fun to do. I'd never done a gift shop using this new stuff before, and all these different shelves. Putting shelves behind here as well, I think looks really good. So yeah, I loved how this building turned out. I think it's really good, and people are using it, which is the main thing. This is kind of annoying that they've added this little mat in here, because it looks really out of place just being right in the middle there. I wish things like that, they just left it to us. But there we go. But yeah, that's a lovely looking gift shop. Very pleased with how that looks in the end. We come through here. We got our little staff building over here. Just really simple stuff for this. Actually, where does this thing go? Ah, yes, we did a little backstage area, didn't we? Look at that. I love this sort of thing. Not so much of this, I don't think, in the next zoo. I don't think I'm going to have space for this sort of thing, because it's going to be quite compact. But I did enjoy making that little backstage area there. Right, let's come back around. Where does this one go? Oh, yes, we've got the entrance. Oh, man, we've got people down here. What are they doing? Idiots. That is not the best view of these animals. Yeah, I probably should have put a bit of staff path in here to stop people coming down there, because that's just silly, isn't it? Because that is our antelope. What are they? Gazelles, are they? Yeah, Thompson gazelles. Which people should not be viewing from there, but never mind. Right, over here you've got your toilets on the outside there. This was our first little sort of detail that I did with this raised bank here, sinking in bits of grass to make it look like moss. That works really nicely. I'll definitely be doing that sort of thing again in the new zoo. And then our first habitat was this one, which was our Chinese themed habitat. And the way I did this was with pathway under here, and then to give you that gravel effect, and then you've got the rocks around it, which looks very nice and Chinesey. Our building obviously is a very Chinese looking building. You've got our interior here, where you can look out here into our Komodo dragon habitat. There's one in the bed area at the moment, and they come down this lovely ramp, and there's an outdoors area here, hopefully with another Komodo dragon in somewhere. There he is, just chilling out in there. Yeah, so people view that by coming over here and looking through these glass windows here. So that was good. Then we moved on to our cafe, which I'm going to view from up above. Big round cafe area, which again I think turned out very nicely indeed. And then this has pathways going off in 3 different directions. Which one did we do first? I think it was this, wasn't it? So we've just got this big walk-through garden basically here, with some different themes. You've got sort of swampy theme on one side, and you've got sort of Chinesey stuff here. You know, it's a mix of things. It's colourful basically. It's a sort of a purple garden. Then you've got your bit of water down in the middle here as well. A little stream coming through here. You've got the hanging weeping willows, and that stream continues all the way down here. Lots of rock work, lots of flowers, really simple, but Yeah, a nice little area for people to walk through. In fact, that goes on two of the exits. Oh yeah, there's another one there, which yeah, leads into the garden as well. So yes, there's 5 exits actually from this altogether. Um, let's come down here then. So you go through your garden, then you come out here and you've got your gazelles. So I built this big sort of a lean-to type bedroom area where they go through the front here and they've got a nice shelter under here. I quite like that actually. It's something quite different. I've not done anything quite like that before. I think that's pretty cool. And the rest of the habitat is very simple. Let's go along here. And oh yes, this was our spectacular glass cafe area, which as you can see, nobody uses, which is so annoying because I put a lot of time and effort into this cafe. So you've got a few different things here. You've even got some exhibits in here and people aren't coming in. You've got these interior trees that are growing up. You've got little seating areas. It's a beautiful building. I was very impressed with myself, I have to say. This whole thing, I mean, look at it. It's beautiful, stunning. And there's no one in it. Never mind. That's life. Look, they've even got a dodo statue outside. I mean, what more could you want? Why aren't people using it? What are you? Are you heading to Hats Fantastic? Where is that? Is that in here? Yes, it is. Hats Fantastic. Good. There you go. So people are going to use it. That's nice. Oh, I never finished off our signs. Red Panda. Food and drink. What's over this way? What have we got here? What did we put in? This was a cat, wasn't it? Where are you? Oh, it's the Palace's cat. There we go. Let's get that on our sign. That'll be our final finishing touch. There you go, Palace's cat. Let's make that black. Yay, there we go. Right, good. What else did we do here? Yes, we've got a couple of eating areas. So we had a couple of gaps to fill. So we've got some vending machines here and some table and chairs, so people can just come in and have their food. And then you've got a bigger version of that here with this cool sheltered area that I created. Really simple technique that, and this one as well. This is lovely. I love all this modern wood stuff, even though it's, as you can see, it's an impossible design because it's floating, but you know, it looks good, so it's fine. So more vending machines here, and I created a little shelter over the top of them. That was nice. Nice secluded picnic area there. Let's come this way because this was good fun. Our red panda habitat, where you've got your outdoors area over here where they're walking around and climbing, but then your indoors area is the other side of the pathway over here. So they've got these nice bits where they walk over the top of the pathway to get from one to the other. And then this became part of a bigger building here, which is a backstage building. So that's all good, and that connects up here as well. And then you've got this extra outside building here with a keeper hut inside it at the side of the lake, which we'll get to in a minute. Let's go back this way. So proceeding along here, we have our palace cats, as we just saw. Very simple habitat, but pretty good for the cats, I think. Plenty of climbing, lots of rock work, simple flower bed with a custom fence outside. So that was quite good fun. Little waterfall as well. Yeah, nice habitat, that one. I enjoyed doing that. We've got our giant brick flower beds here, which again I had a lot of fun creating them. And then you come up around the back here, and this is a little viewing area here for the, what are they? I can't remember. Oh, the dik-diks. Yeah, so they've got a nice secluded habitat here, so you can only see them from this area, and it means that they've got a lot of areas like their bedroom area down here where they can be in private because they're quite shy creatures. So they can be running around here as well, as you can see they are, following the guy with the food without being seen. And they've got water down here as well. So that's I feel like that's actually one of my most realistic habitats, I think. And then we come down from here and we get into the lake. Now the lake has got flamingos and I think swans. Yeah, swans. All walking around, swimming around. We got our big fountain in the middle, which looks pretty cool. Nice swerving pathway that goes all around. Lots of benches. Got a couple of different exits as well. So yeah, that's a lovely habitat. I love doing that sort of thing. It's big. It's quite sort of repetitive in a way, but it's nice to do. It fills a nice big bit of the zoo, and it looks really pretty. So yeah, very pleased with that. Obviously, we're not quite doing this in the order that we actually created stuff in, but you know, that's fine. So this was our koala habitat. So this was the last habitat that we did. It's a walk-through habitat, so you got your pathways at both ends, or entrances. Lots of people walking through there. But I also, at request of, I think it was Stephen, did a fake pathway here, which makes it look like you could walk up here and see the koalas from a different angle. As it is, it's the koalas that actually use it, obviously, not the people, which is absolutely fine. The koalas are happy. But yeah, this was a lovely looking habitat. It came together very nicely. Lots of koalas in here as well, because I wanted to make sure there were plenty. Oh, I think this guy's... Is he just hanging out? I thought no, I think he might be having some food. Not sure. He's just climbing up into the tree. I mean, that would be an awesome habitat to actually go and see in real life, wouldn't it? Okay, so let's move on. Oh, hang on. Did we miss over this side? Yes, we did. This was one of our early habitats, actually the badgers. In fact, this was one of the ones I was most happy with my idea, which was in here. You have this glass floor where you can look down and see the badgers in their bedroom. There we go. So there's one. I mean, that, again, in real life, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? To be able to look down through the floor and see the badgers as they are down here underneath in their bedroom. Very cool. And then the outside area is, again, pretty simple. You've got your sort of your woodlandy bits, a little bit of water, and then there's a little sort of back area here which the public can't really get to. Although they can a bit more now, because I put the pathway in this corner here, so they can see that, but the idea is that this is just a bit more secluded for them back here. So yeah, so that was good fun. I had a lot of issues with it, but it came together, and the building itself actually I think ended up looking really cool as well. So if you see it from above, it kind of, I wouldn't say it blends in as such, but it doesn't stand out quite so much as most other buildings do. Let's go, where are we? Let's go this way. So this is our Komodo dragons. Let's go to the aquatic centre. No, let's do this one because we're here first. So this pathway leads up to the little sort of deserty cafe area up here. So you've got a couple of shops there, and it overlooks the platypus habitat. And I can't see any at the moment. I wonder if they're down in their dens. Occupants, yes. Camera view. Hey, look at that. Ah, so that means, because we put our cameras up. Let's have a look. Hey, look at that. So you look at that. You can stand here and you can watch them getting around inside their dens. Is there any at the other end? I put one at each end. Yes, there is. Look at that. That is so cool. That's the first time I've actually seen these linked cameras working. So yeah, very cool. So you can stand here and you can watch them down in their dens. But they've got a huge habitat, way too big really for what a platypus would actually have. This is more like a hippopotamus habitat really, isn't it? Actually, talking of hippos, I think I will probably be doing hippos in my jungle zoo. Just putting it out there, I think that's going to happen. So that's our platypus habitat. And this was probably our biggest project for the whole zoo. So this building transformed from what I originally planned into something crazy, really. I mean, the way I built this was so haphazard. It was all over the place. I just made it up as I went along. You've got pathways all over the place. You've got like an interior path for the staffs. So they come in here. They go through here, and then they've got sort of backstage bits like this. And that leads out to here. You've got your office buildings up here, and then it comes down into here. You can come through here as well, I think. No, that's not linked actually there, but yeah. And then you've got this very futuristic bit of building here. leading around to more backstage stuff. Lots of fake doors as well, which link through essentially to the what became the cafe area. But the first habitat we had in here was this one, the otters, I think. Is this otters? No, penguins, sorry. The little penguins are in here. Again, habitat is way too big for them, but it is what it is. I had a lot of fun creating it. I love the way these archways work. This is a lovely little zone here. It's open to the elements. Really cool. Got a couple of exhibits at the back here. That was another suggestion by someone, probably Stephen or Super Ghost again. You two guys give me a lot of good ideas, so thanks for that. And then we come through here, and we've got these are the otters, aren't they? Yes, we've got our otters here in their little habitat. So they've got a nice land area, and then they've got a nice bit of water and a little sort of temple area in the corner here as well, which is pretty cool. Then behind that, is the cafes and the toilets, and more exhibits as well, just to make sure you've got plenty of reasons to come in here. Oh, look at that, you've got some little snakes wrapped around the branches there, that's cool. Then you've got your big steps up around here, and these take you to a bit of an aerial view of the otters. You look down on both the water and the land bits there, and then those just lead you back over to here. But yeah, this building, it really got a bit away from me at times, but I think I pulled it together in the end. It's a bit of a mix of sort of very modern looking stuff and fairly oldie-woldy looking stuff, I guess. And then, and the modern lights as well. I thought they worked quite nicely. They give it that nice modern touch. Lots of backstage stuff, sort of fake buildings on the roof, sort of officey type stuff. So that was all good. And then I think second to last. So we did this habitat here. So this is our mixed carnivore herbivore type habitat. Actually, they're not herbivores, aardvarks, obviously. They're all carnivores, but leopards and aardvarks would not be living together. But they are in this zoo. And again, that was at request of somebody. I think Super Ghost, I think that was you. So this was a really simple habitat. You've got this lovely little waterfall here, lots of ferns and overgrowth. You've got a pair of each animal, lots of enrichment items. Very simple, but it came together nicely. I think it looks really cool, so I was very happy with that. And then this one was our capybara habitat with this cave, which we made have a lot of sort of stalactites and stalagmites in. We've got wallabies in here as well, so I forgot there's another joint one. So wallabies and capybara. Outside, obviously, you just got a bit of water and some land, trees, foliage, the usual. Nothing tricky going on there. But it was the tunnel here that I had most fun with, really. Getting a couple of shops and toilets in the back here, making this all look nice and overgrown. You've got your sort of skylight window there. And then inside the cave is their little bedroom area, which you can get nice and up close to from this side. And then you come through here, and I think we've basically covered everything. So there we go, that is Poppyfields. Let me know what you think down below. So the new zoo, I don't know what it's going to be called yet, but I'm hoping to get it started tomorrow. So I'm recording this episode Saturday, and then hopefully I will get an episode done tomorrow as well. Don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. My girlfriend's having an operation next Saturday, nothing serious, nothing emergency or anything. It's a planned operation, but she's going to need a bit of help, so I am taking a week off work. I may get some recording done, but I have got a lot of stuff I need to do out in the garden, so I don't know. Episodes will appear when they appear, basically, because she's going to be sort of recovering for a couple of weeks at least. I'm going to have to do a lot more with our little girl, bedtimes and such, so we'll just see what happens. So I do apologise in advance if there's a lack of episodes in the next couple of weeks. I do hope you understand, and I do hope you stick around and keep your eyes open, because I will record when I can. So the next zoo is going to be jungle. So if you've got any thoughts or ideas on what you want me to put in there, then please do let me know. Just one more thing that I completely forgot to mention is our little backstage bit that we did. For our deliveries to come in with our lovely big ramp and our backstage bit on this extravagant building that I made. Completely forgot to to cover this again, but I was very happy actually with how all this turned out. We've got our little signs here in the dustbins, that sort of thing. Really cool. Had a lot of fun doing that. Um, so yeah, there we go. So that is Poppyfields. So thanks for all your support with this zoo and all your ideas and suggestions. Really appreciate all your feedback. And hopefully you'll stick around and join me in the next zoo. But until then, do take care and I will see you soon. Bye for now.